Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you.
Surrounded by his family, friends and colleagues, Cllr Sean McEniff celebrated his landmark 80th birthday at a special event held in the Allingham Arms Hotel, Bundoran. This was not a night of politics, even though many of his colleagues from across the political spectrum had joined to celebrate Mr McEniff's special occasion. MC for the night was his longtime friend Paul McClune, former manager for North West Tourism. Speeches on the night were from Cllr of Donegal County Council Kieran Brogan, General Election Candidate for the Sligo, Leitrim, South Donegal and West Cavan constituency, Senator Mark McSharry, and birthday boy himself, Sean McEniff. On a night for celebration, dance, music and crack, DonegalTV were there to get reactions from many of Sean's family, friends and colleagues.
Sean's a very special man in the family. He's, I suppose we always regard him as the Fuhrer, the main man in the family, because my dad died quite young, so he was the leader of the pack always, and we always looked to him for guidance. And then he went into the politics, and he became very good at the politics, let's be fair about it, and I would do a lot of work behind the scenes for him, and at election time in particular. I enjoyed the cut and thrust of the election, but I couldn't be a politician. I was in the county council for 3 years, and it definitely wasn't where I wanted to be. But he's a great guy. He's been great for this area in South Donegal, and a great Bundoran man, and a good guy, even though he's my brother.
Well, everyone from the political life, tourism life, business life, and just great friends, because Sean's also a great charity worker, a great giver. He's a generous man, and a lot of people are here on a personal basis because he's looked after them, and if anyone's ever in need, Sean's there for you. And no more than myself, he's been a great friend, and a great friend to everyone in Ballyshannon, Bundoran. And he deserves a great night, and he deserves good health and a great future. And I hope to see him re-elected again. I hope that he buys another hotel, and I hope I stay in it in Dublin. And I hope to have many Canadian clubs or glasses of wine with him over the next number of years. And I think he'll continue, and I have no doubt I'll be here for his 90th.
And I've known Sean since he first got elected in 1960, and we've been friends and real supporters of Fianna Fáil all that time, right up to the present day. And he's still very active and still elected a councillor, one of the longest serving we have in the country, and we're really, really proud of him, not only of Sean, but of his entire family, who have all been so active, not only in political life or in tourism, but also in relation to the development of this whole area. It's not only Donegal and the Northwest. Sean made his contribution to tourism in Ireland, because what he was doing here was so successful. The Fáilte Irelands, the Board Fáiltes, the Northwest Tourisms, all of them, they copied what they were doing here in Bundoran, the McEniff family, led by Sean and Brian, of course. And it has just been fantastic, the success. And long may it continue, because they deserve it, because they put in the work, not only in the political life and in the tourism life, but in the sporting life as well.
If one looks at what Sean McEniff gave to public life over the years, I think he's a special person. He's great company, he's a good person, and all you have to do is speak to the people of this area and they will tell you exactly, let it be the smallest thing or the biggest thing, Sean was there to help them out. And I think that's what most public representatives that I know want to do. So I just want to take this opportunity to wish Sean a happy birthday. But as I would have said before, a number of years ago when people were talking about running for the election in 2014, I remember some of my colleagues were somewhat concerned about the 2014 election. Sean says, I'm not a bit worried about 2014, he says, it's 2019 that I'm concerned about. So I think he does his work, and that people of this area have always respected that, so fair play to them, and I hope he has a good night.
Sean is a personal mentor to me, obviously, over the years, but look, his contribution from the 1950s right up to today in business, in public life and public service is second to none. And I think we were here at his 70th, I think. And if I remember correctly, Pat the Cope was saying, like the great Chinese leaders, this man is going to go on forever, and we all hope and pray that he will. A great character, a great family man, a great personal friend, a great mentor to me. I was elected to the Senate in 2002, and the two most influential people in mentoring me and in getting me elected were himself and the late Bernard McGlinchey at the time. But certainly Sean has been fantastic to me. And now since the constituency changed and since we knew it in 2012, I mean, he's the man who calls the shots for me. He's the man that has been advising me, look, this is what you need to do. These are the people in the community that you need to listen to, and these are the issues that you follow up on. So really, as an example to anybody in public life or in business, I think he stands out. And you can see the success not only of him but his entire family. All the children have done exceptionally well, from Letterkenny to Dublin to elsewhere throughout the country, to hotels, tourism, to entertainment. They're just an example to us all, and I wish him and Ailish continued health and success for many, many years to come, and it's great to be here tonight to celebrate it with them.
Well, of course, I'm delighted to be here tonight to celebrate Sean's 80th birthday. I've known Sean McEniff for many, many years, and particularly since 1979 when I first contested public office, and I knew him for years before that because he was very involved in by-elections here in Donegal, and most particularly the 1970 by-election and again the 1980 by-election. But Sean McEniff, of course, is a household name, not here in Donegal alone, but indeed throughout the country, both as a politician and as one who has contributed so greatly to the development of tourism. A man who has created employment here in the county and has sustained that during difficult times. I worked with Sean on the council for very many years, and he brought that business acumen to the council chamber. And when Sean McEniff spoke, everyone listened. And he only spoke for short periods of time, but he compacted that, and he would like to have run the council the way he ran his business. He's been a very close political friend, very supportive to both myself and to Clement Coughlan first of all, then Cahill, and then Mary Coughlan. We had a great bond, and Sean McEniff was never wanting when it came to support the party. And while he had his own political flag, he, of course, had respect for all, and respect is a two-way thing, and those across the political divide, despite his politics, have great regard and great respect for him.
You know, I think any function that Sean has ever ran here, for everything that was going, I think I must have been at them all. Birthdays and everything, any wee parties there was at all. In fairness, I always get an invitation to Sean's parties. And I have to say that it's a pleasure to be here tonight for Sean's 80th birthday. He is a really, really great man, you know, and you see, he always calls me the old cousin. Well, he just calls me the old cousin. You see, his family, he's a Begley, his mother was a Begley too, so we're kind of, we're related somewhere along the way, but I don't know how far out we are, how far in, but sure, it doesn't really matter, but the same blood anyway.
There's always been a connection between the Gallagher's and the McEniffs, you know, in a friendship way, through canvassing, through Fianna Fáil. Worked with Connor in the Paris, you know, played many gigs for Connor in Sligo, Bundoran. Great, just a great family, super family, down to earth, magnificent.
Certainly since I came into the council in Donegal, Sean has been more than good to me, and has been a great man for advice, and a man with has experience. He's been very good to me, and it's great to come up here and see such a big crowd and see such a good atmosphere for Sean. It just goes to show how well liked he is down through the years, and how many favours and what a work he's done through the years, and I think he's very well respected, and just delighted to be here.
And I would just like to thank Sean for his support, his advice, being a very good role model, and particularly being a young female starting out in politics, Sean has always been there to give advice and really to be very honest as well, which I think is what you need when you're coming up through the ranks of the party. And I know at my very first coming meeting here in Bundoran, Sean welcomed me. He brought me through the ranks. He gave me great advice, and at all times has been so helpful. You know, if I got queries or issues for people that I would know locally, I'm from Ardfarna, very good to helping people in rural Ireland as well. So Sean has always been there to support and look after the people of Bundoran, and that would include my family, the people of the rural areas, not just the urban area. And Sean has always been there and always at the other end of the phone. I think that's really important, Shane. He's always accessible, he's always there to help, and very down to earth with people and helpful.
He was way ahead of his time, a total, you know, he had vision. He could actually see what the market was demanding. He could see the need for self-catering, for example. There were plenty of hotels in the county, and he opened up a whole new market to this resort, and he made this resort, you know. And then, as we all know, sort of his politics, the whole thing is just legendary. You know, he never made it into the Dáil himself, but he got a lot of people into the Dáil. He was one of those guys that he never bothered looking at the opposition. He used to say to me, he says, you know, the more time you spend looking at the opposition, he says, you're taking the eye off the ball that you should be looking at. In other words, your own candidate or your own business. That was his attitude totally, you know. Oh, he's a legend.
Well, all I can do is congratulate the man for what his achievements he's done throughout the years, and I've always been, you know, even watched Brian as a young fellow myself watching football, but I used to meet Brian maybe a time or two. I met him at certain games, but I didn't know Sean until on the recent years. But when I got to know him, I thought he's a fantastic man. Though he very family oriented, and he nothing's a problem to him. If you ever come to Sean with a problem, he'd ring you up, and he'd always find time to sort it out. And I think he does the same with everybody, and that's what's brought him the success that he has. And doesn't matter if you ring Sean at 12 o'clock at night, at 6 o'clock in the morning, he'll always answer the phone. And that's, to me, that's very successful man, and that's the reason he's so alert and he's where he is today. And he's totally on top of everything that's going on, you know.
We have had a wonderful night tonight, and I would thank all my friends for coming here. I think there was the guts of 500 people here tonight, and they've all enjoyed themselves immensely. I just love working for people. I love meeting people, and as I said at the last conventions, wasn't worried about 2014. I was thinking about 2019, and I'm still thinking about 2019. I had an operation on my back. I'm fitter now than I was 3 or 4 years ago, and I was able and fit, and my brain is very active, thank God, and I've got the all clear medically on Wednesday in Dublin again, that I'm like a 40-year-old at the moment, according to the medical people.
You have a great passion for Bundoran.
Oh, I love Bundoran, but I love South Donegal. I love Donegal. I love every bit of Donegal. I love working for the people of Donegal, and the one sad thing in my life is that I can't do nothing to generate employment in Ballyshannon.
Happy birthday to you. Blow it, John. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you.
Naomi Wallace, DonegalTV, Bundoran.